turmoil continues for President Trump's vanity projects, specifically for the now drained Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. The president claimed in a social media post yesterday that the pool, quote, so badly damaged by deranged vandals, that was capitalized, has been emptied as the massive slash gets repaired. This comes after his story on the size of the alleged gash keeps changing with no evidence to back up his claims. And to make matters worse, reporters sent to the empty pool say they have seen nothing to match Trump's allegations. In fact, a Washington Post analysis also finds the peeling of the lining was probably caused by application flaws. They used satellite imagery and everything to come up with that.
The resources.
Susan Wild, former Democratic Congresswoman of Pennsylvania, is joining us, as well as Will Sommer, senior reporter at The Bulwark. As you can tell by the way I read that intro, this story just delights me to no end. Why is the president, of all the things that's happening, why is he still blaming, quote, deranged vandals for doing something that anybody who watched what happened could have told this is what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to the start of this. I mean, Joe Biden had this plan, an expensive plan to actually repair the reflecting pool.
Repair it, not paint it blue.
Exactly. Trump comes in and says, we can do it a lot cheaper. We'll just paint it. Now, anyone who knows anything knows you can't just paint something to fix it. But they did it. And I think this is just a concrete example of Trump failing, and that's why it's upset him so much. He's had to invent this whole alternate universe about, the vandals with the giant knives or what have you.
And the thing, Congresswoman, the thing that is that this is a silly story that delights, but also there is a serious aspect to this, which is that the president of the United States and the lawyers under his tutelage have gone after people and charged at least one person with an actual crime. So you have this former Olympian who was walking by, who apparently pulled that, as a lot of people did, because it was floating at the top, pulled off a piece of it. Mm-hmm. He is still charged at this point. It does not appear that those charges have been dropped. But talk about how you have a president who does focus on silly crap and then uses that focus and weaponizes it against his own people.
It's really just amazing. To that former Olympian who was charged and is still under arrest, it's not a funny story to him. And it's really things Trump does affect people's lives every single day. And the story fades and we stop thinking about it, but the person's still dealing with the repercussions of it. This reminds me, every swimming pool owner in America with a backyard swimming pool is thinking to themselves, oh, this isn't the end of the story. Because, it's just one repair after another with anything like that. But this is just classic Trump to be focusing on, first of all, something like an alleged, person who cut a hole in the lining. When we've got this war in Iran that's costing billions of dollars and lives and so forth, and the trivia, the trivia is as important to him as the big picture. That's the really scary thing. Yeah. I mean, usually presidents don't think about trivia. They have people that think about trivia. He doesn't, but he does. He loves it.
He seems more obsessed with the trivial stuff than anything else.
Well, it's easier for him to grasp.
Well, if you read Regime Change, there are so many stories, Laura, about the president focusing on basically remaking not just D.C. but the White House. That Caroline Leavitt caught him with supergluing and applicating things around the Oval Office.
I mean, he loves this, and he wants to leave his mark. He wants to be remembered beyond, after he dies. We also know he's very obsessed with his mortality, and I think that that's part of why he's obsessed with these projects. But, Will, I do want to play this thought for you where the Interior Secretary was asked, Secretary Burgum, about their allegations of vandalism. Take a listen.
It didn't peel off. There was vandalism. There was box cutters. There have been 7 arrests. There was people literally trying to destroy part of a monument. The reflecting pool is not just a pool on the mall. It is part of the Lincoln Memorial. And if anybody says that they're going to go and vandalize that, it's no different than if someone was throwing.
And you're 100% sure that what happened with the liner was vandalism. You can prove it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Burgum there is saying, yes, we can prove it, but this administration has a track record that once they go into court, their cases often fall apart.
Well, I mean, look, they couldn't even get the story about the guy throwing the sandwich at the National Guards. They couldn't get that indicted for a while. One thing that's worth mentioning here is they've had the FBI response team out looking at the pool. Now, could the FBI, do they have a better use of their time? I would say so. And I think you're right that ultimately this thing is going to have a lot of trouble in court. I mean, this former Olympian is going to say, my hand was dry or something along those lines. I mean, I think there's a lot of arguments that he could make.
Or he could say, do y'all see a hole on the ground? Like, we're all looking at the ground.
I'm still...
There's no hole.
I can't get over Secretary Burgum saying there were box cutters. You know how you have to go down deep anyway. Congresswoman, he's not only the president isn't only messing with the reflecting pool and super gluing gold appliques all over the Oval Office, turning it into a Siegfried and Roy National Museum. But he's putting his face on a commemorative passport that you can get here at the passport. I'm getting to the coin in a minute. Go to the passport because people need to see this. It's a real thing where his face is there there it is, face on the passport. Now let's show the gold coin. He's putting his face on, and now just listen to the president talking about sharing his thoughts on being on the gold coin. This is from an interview on Fox News on Wednesday.
Your face is now going to be on a coin, it looks like, from the Treasury Department?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Well, I was very honored. It's cute. Not a bad picture, but it's very cute. They gave me a coin. That's very unusual from what I understand.
A gold coin.
I love the fake shock. Who, me? I'm so honored. I can't believe they would do this for someone like me.
I was very
Who could have
It's
thought?
cute, not a bad picture. Lord have mercy. Congresswoman, just hold forth.
All I can say is, does he not understand how unpopular dollar coins are, that everybody thinks are quarters? And, it's just going to be one of those relics of our past in no time at all. And he takes all this. It says a lot about his
Narcissism?
I don't know, or his level of insecurity.
Both
I mean,
big
honestly,
ego, low
and maybe the two
self-esteem.
go together,
Dangerous.
but I can't even imagine. And then, as we were just saying, to pretend to be honored by something that he's literally put into place himself.
Right.
It's just, it's ludicrous. And I have one thing to say to the taxpayers. This is your money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is your money, not just the commemorative coin, but the nonsense with the reflecting pool.
The ballroom.
Everything else. The super glue we used to put something up in the White House. It's crazy, and people are struggling. And here we've got a president that's focused on this kind of thing, and it's just mind-boggling.
And I argue he's doing it because he knows history will not be kind to him, so he wants to make sure that he is not forgotten before we forget.
A coin, a passport, the triumphal arch, his name on airports,